Hello everybody and welcome back, and we are on episode 6 of What If Fantasy. In today's episode, we're going to be expanding a lot, so don't miss out. And we're going to go ahead and start off. I think up here is a good spot. And this red team is going to be expanding a little bit. And they're going to be going this way. No one really knows about these guys, and they personally don't know where they came from. So they're just going to be exploring around a little bit until they meet up with a group of these guys. And, yeah. The Palm team eventually meets up with them, a new colony. Connects both of their colonies. And they explore out a little bit more. Just like that. Meanwhile, up here, the Red Country, now it's way easier for them to just explore up to here. So they're able to very well. And they actually go up just a little bit more, but they stop because there's not much up there that they want. Meanwhile, over here, I think it's time to fill in all this grassland area. So I'm going to lasso this real quick. There we go. So this is all the grassland area. And we can see a lot of it is pretty filled in. But there is some of it that isn't. So some countries are going to go ahead and get in on this. Especially the gold team, who gets a little bit of the land. But a lot more of this land is going to be discovered. The brown team is also going to get some land out of this. As well as the purple team, the I guess violet team. They get about all of that land. And no one really expands over here anymore. You kind of just leave it alone. And they explore that way a little bit. And now, the orange team have decided they want to expand north. And they want to expand north quite a lot. So, they decide they want to go through these hill areas to the mountains. And this area is actually pretty hard to live in for them because they're used to the desert. So they actually don't go too far. So they go about that far and then they just stop. Now, we're going to have first war of the video. And it's actually going to be between the plum team and the pink team over a dispute in this northern area. They each claim to have these pixels right here, but the purple team really owns them, so they're like disputed. So that's like a little piece of disputed territory. So they end up just going to war with each other. Because that's the simplest thing to do. So the pink team troops go ahead and march in the north, as well as take over the disputed territory. But the plum team is actually pretty strong. We can see they're not in any alliance. Like the only alliance right now is, of course, the triangle team. Anyway, we're gonna look back up here. The plum team is gonna kick back, actually pretty strongly, and they get up to like right by the border. And up here they will do that as well, but not as much as they want to hold on to that territory. And eventually, they break through the front line. And they start marching in. They mostly go up north so that they don't have access to the land up here. And they also make a landing up here on the Eternal Major Cities. Let's see where this would go. They would have captured one already. Not really many major cities up here. They end up taking all this land back and capturing the rest. So by now they've just surrendered. And in the peace treaty, we would probably see something like the northern province being taken over. There we go. So they would take over the northern province like that. And then they would probably as well take over. There are no provinces over here. So we see them taking over areas until they reach the province. And there we go, that's the peace treaty. Like, there's this land back. Quite simple, and Plum Team wins. Next, we're going to look at a new alliance being formed. And, this is just going to be formed for a short little while. You'll probably see the purpose of it right away. But it's a circle alliance, and it's made by this pink team up here, and it's also made by the yellow team. And I can probably see where this is going, as the yellow team declares war on the gold team. And these guys hate each other. Yeah. It's pretty much as simple as that. And the pinkish purple team is gonna go in and cut off basically all their north area that doesn't really have anybody. They go down this area. You should probably tell them major cities as well. They've already taken one major city. And they're going now. This country is so weak that they can just, like, go to the other major cities that they have. And then it's basically over for this area. Down here, all this area falls over. This area eventually falls up in the north. But they're still holding out in the south for something. And what we see actually happening is the king and a lot of the royals heading out on a ship, and they just start going up. They know that they keep going up, they'll eventually reach the land. They land in this major city, but they don't like try to kill them or anything. They'll let them keep going. Eventually, though, they find this island. They set some people out on that one, and they keep going up that way. And eventually, the rest of the voyage ends up heading this way. And it goes up to here. So, it sets up a new gold team. But they make sure that they don't border the pink team. They know it's around there somewhere. And from here, they can launch further exploration into, I believe, the swamps. Yeah, the swamplands. So all this area is swampy besides for like at the island and some of the areas around it. But in the peace treaty, they're actually not going to be too mean. So let's look at that peace treaty. And here's the peace treaty. It's pretty simple actually. The yellow team gains rounds this. Up here, purple team actually gains a lot of provinces. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus some extra land, but there's only like one valuable city that is right here. This one, so the colony eventually is like, they have a real gold team. These guys are not the real gold team. And actually what ends up happening is their government shifts over into a new one because no one knows about the guys that exist up there. So because no one knows about them, they're just there. Now, a new country is going to be formed. And it's actually going to be quite big. It's going to be this color. And it's going to expand something like this. Oh, and they're also exploring the land around them. And they go this way a little bit. Eventually, though, they reach those hills, and they say, "No, thank you," and they just leave because no one likes. Oh, wait, they're in the hills already, but no one likes the mountains that they just reached. In fact, there's not going to be very many people living in the mountain areas throughout the series, because this mountain area is bigger than the Himalayas. Barely, but it is. So it's like, it'd be like Bhutan right now in your life if the country lived there. Anyway, we're going to place some more major cities throughout the world. It's probably about time to do so. Boom, 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 boom. Now we can use this to make our capital city right there. And this actually now the brown team can't expand, which makes them a little bit mad. But the brown team didn't need to expand because they're actually going through something internally. It's kind of like a power shift. No one really wants them there as king anymore. Or, what are they? Thought I had them. Yes. Oh, we don't have ideologies in this map yet. So there we go. This is most of the update for today. I think we have like one more thing left to do, and then the video will be over. And that is actually the blue team going through another civil war. We've seen many of these. They've mostly been able to keep up with the struggle, and give people what they want. But this time, they aren't doing as good as let's try to find a good color. Let's do this color. It's gonna break away. We're out of blues here. Not that much. And they end up capturing the whole island. But the blue team is gonna actually they have like major military areas in these two areas, because these are like their first colony areas, so they will be able to hold on to this. But eventually they grant them independence, but not before this dark blue team declares war on the blue team. And they kind of just come in here and take some of this land, take 3 of the major cities, and then they're going to go ahead and make a peace treaty. And here's the peace treaty. So basically, we just saw the blue team hanging onto the coast right here. Meanwhile, this new country got formed, and the dark side team got some land too. And that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please show your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.